7:59. Okay. A very good evening to each and every one of you. My name is Ashish Vaswani and you are watching Deadlines Tonight. A very warm welcome to all our repeat viewers, the couple of repeat viewers that we are expecting today. Jokes apart, a very big welcome to all of you who have tuned in for the first time. As we move along through this newscast, over the next 25 minutes, we will try and give you a flavor of news from India and around the world. At Deadlines Tonight, it is our aim to curate news for you the way you want it. So without any further delay, let me take you across through what we are going to talk about tonight. I'd first like to tell you about the repercussions of the Indian Union budget that was announced last week. And it is very interesting to note that almost all leading business dailies have been giving a mixed rating of sorts to the union budget, but it was very nice to note that the Mint carried a very good quick edit in today's cover story itself. So let me just read out a few lines from the quick edit. Already it's very short, but it's aptly titled The Cooling Curve. So there are two pieces of good news on the inflation front that may signal India is back on the long road back to macroeconomic stability. The rate of inflation, WPI and retail inflation, is slowing even as the gap between wholesale price index and commodities price index narrowed to less than 2 percentage points in June. Getting prices right is the first step in returning to higher growth if one considers lower cost of borrowing as key to reviving investment. Unless prices cool, the central bank won't be in a position to lower the policy rate. To that extent, WPI in June, which rose by 5.4% on a year-on-year basis, the lowest since February, and CPI, slightly higher than 7.31% year-on-year in June, are heading in a direction of comfort. The only cloud on the horizon is the lack of rain-bearing clouds. If the monsoon falters, the trajectory of inflation may be reversed. That is the single biggest risk to growth revival as of now. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we read there, some sort of concerns over the delayed monsoon. We are reporting to you live from Pune, where we had been experiencing a drought-like situation till last week, but the heavens have poured their heart out over the last few days, and though this might not be all that is required, we could say that this is a good start. We are expecting the season's first few showers, and the raincoats and umbrellas are out, as you can see in the background. This is a good start to a delayed monsoon. Let's hope the days of 2011's drought year don't repeat themselves. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, let us cut across to the front page of the Economic Times, if I may. And the ET has given the cover footage to Flipkart, and Flipkart, they are asking is whether it is worth being pegged at 10 times the value of future retail. So let me just take you across to the front page of Economic Times, if you will, and I could help you understand what I'm talking about. So Flipkart has managed to raise funds that are at a valuation of $5 billion. And negotiations are still on, but last week the Economic Times had reported that if this deal is to go through, then it will make it India's largest online retailer. It will make the India's online retail, I beg your pardon, it will make Flipkart 10 times as valuable as India's largest listed brick and mortar retail company, that is Future Retail, Kishore Biyani's Future Retail. This is despite Flipkart being much smaller in revenues, assets, and physical presence as compared to Future Group. So, Binny Bansal and Sachin Bansal, who are not brothers, I would like to point out, had started this company in 2007, and if this $5 billion valuation of the company that is expected to happen anytime this week, were to go through, then it would make Flipkart 10.6 times more valuable than the operation that Biani has assembled. And how much is that premium worth? Let's take a look at this smart infographic here. Uh, what happened is over the last 6 or 7 years that Flipkart has been in existence, uh, a lot of allied services have sort of gained from Flipkart's business model. So Flipkart initially started out this e-cart service, which it could use for specifically shipping out orders of ebooks and other merchandise to consumers. Uh, this has further led to the development of the courier services by Flipkart, which can be availed of by other e-commerce services. In addition to that, Flipkart has recently launched its Flipkart First loyalty program. So what Flipkart First basically does is that for 500 rupees a year, you can avail of uh, free service, as in express delivery, express checkout, and stuff like that. So it would be very interesting to note that if this deal were to go through, what this could mean for Flipkart is that, unlike US e-commerce companies like Amazon and US Walmart, US a brick and mortar company like Walmart, this $5 billion valuation would mean that every dollar of Flipkart's revenue is valued at $5. So in comparison, what this would mean is that if a Amazon makes $1 in revenue, it leads to a market valuation of $2.1 for Amazon. If Walmart sells goods worth $1, it leads to a market valuation of just 50 cents. However, this multiple between revenue and its valuation is a multiple of 5 for Flipkart. So though it may be a welcome message for Indian e-commerce services, it could also signal an alarm bell of sorts, because a valuation of a multiple of 5 is slightly unheard of, and this could lead to a bubble of sorts in the future, if I may. Moving on, we'll now take you across to the second story that ET has covered on its front page, which is about Google giving more muscle to the Android One launch. Now, as most of you must be aware, we had covered the Google I/O keynote live, and during that event, Google's emphasis on the on the Android One was very prevalent, and now this news story brings to light the fact that in addition to Micromax, and Google would also be partnering with companies like Carbon and Spice and other Indian original equipment manufacturers. So what this would mean basically is that if you could give me a minute to just roll out that story for your reference on the screen, I would be better able to explain what this deal would mean. So the company, that's Google, is going to spend 100 crore rupees on marketing the smartphone Android One in India. So that's some big bucks coming Indian advertising's way, I beg your pardon. And that is Mr. Sundar Pichai, who is the VP of Android, if I'm not wrong. And he was the one who had introduced the concept of Android One to everyone present at Google I/O last week. What this means for India and mobile consumers in India is that we will now be getting a whole lot of cheap and inexpensive Android devices that are especially made by Indian original equipment manufacturers like Micromax, Carbon, and Spice. This advertising spending by Google is second only to China, which I'm sorry, the not the advertising spending, but the number of smartphones available uh, in any one country would is a figure of 207 million for India, which is second only to China, which has 216 million users. So that is some welcome news for all you Android fans out there, all you Google fans out there. You should watch out for the Android One launch, where Google is spending 100 million. I'm sorry, 100 crore rupees. Moving on, let me take you across to the business of brands page of the Economic Times now, before anything else, because there's quite a lot of interesting tech related business of brand stuff there. I'd like to highlight the HUL campaign that they've announced, and Economic Times has reported it. So let me just pull up that news for you. Please excuse my delay of pulling out news, simply because I was in a lecture till 7 p.m., but no excuses. This report is talking about this innovative campaign that HUL is rolling out to help its distributors and grocery merchants. So what HUL is going to do through this new initiative is basically help grocery and kirana stores to sort of develop their own home delivery business, and it is going to provide kirana stores with a backend which will help them service their clients better. So HUL currently runs most of its promotions and offers as caller tunes. This initiative has been piloted in a few cities like Mumbai and Delhi. HUL is trying to partner with kirana walas for home delivery through the project, and HUL's direct distribution, because of this pilot project, has risen from 2 million outlets in 2012 to 3.2 million outlets in 2013. So that's about uh, so that takes HUL media spends on non-television media to about 24%, and groceries contribute to 72% of all FMCG sales, which is growing at a 9% rate of growth. So HUL tapping the caller tune route there quite evidently, and like most of its initiatives in the past, this is another innovative way of trying to push through the clutter. Let me see if I can take you across to my last business news of the day before I hand over to somebody that you've been dying to listen to from. Let me take you across to the last story. I promise I won't take more than a couple of minutes to take you through it. So this story would be of interest to all those who are fans of wearable technology. This story talks about how tech companies are now focusing on kids' smartwatches as compared to adults, since they've realized that there is a growing need for these smartwatches in the kids section and the kids segment. So the idea is that LG, VTech Holdings, and Philip Technologies have all developed high-tech watches for children, and what they are doing through this endeavor of theirs is bypassing their market of adults that they were servicing so far, and they realized that there's more scope and more money to be made in the kiddie section. And VTech's Kiddie Zoom smartwatch, which goes on sale in the US this month, is designed to entertain kids without being overwhelming. The $60 device doesn't connect to Wi-Fi or cellular networks, and there's only a limited number of applications. That puts it in a different category than devices from Samsung or Apple, which is said to be working on a smartwatch. The capabilities of the Philip smartwatch come at a price though. It costs $200, and a monthly subscription service which costs $10. So that puts it in the same ballpark as a Samsung smartwatch, which retails for around $200 to $300 currently. What this endeavor of tech companies will do though is increasingly help younger and younger audiences to connect with technology on a whole new level. Touchscreens have done that in the past. Mobile phones have been doing it for quite some time. Tablets are doing it currently, and smartwatches are the way to go. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, let me not take any more of your time and cut you across to the person that you have been waiting for, Prateek Dham, our in house sports and film enthusiast. He's here with us in our studios this evening, and without any further delay, I will let Dham take over completely. Dham, it's all yours now.
Thank you so much, Vaswani, for those kind words. Hi, good evening, each and everybody in Vaswani's way. Okay, I am assigned to talk about Sunday. Sunday was a ridiculous day, I tell you. My college crush finally called me up to tell me that she was alone at her place and if I could come over. And guess what? I said a no because we had a in World Cup final in the night. Okay. So what happened was, as everybody would know, and as I and Shamir also discussed on Thursday, in a pretty animated discussion that happened, Germany was gonna play Argentina in the finals. It was expected to be a cracker of an encounter, and it turned out to be the same. It did not disappoint at all. Waswani right here, who is not interested in football whatsoever, even he woke up till 4 in the morning to actually watch the whole of the match and he posted some videos on Vine as well. So I think Waswani will take you across to those videos. Okay, as nobody, if you haven't been living under a rock which was encapsulated by a blanket, you would know that Germany has already won the World Cup for the fourth time and they beat Argentina 1-0 in after the match went into extra time. Mario Götze broke the deadlock finally in the 114th minute. So what happened was it was a spectacular goal. But what you guys would not know by now, and I think it's a news that has been kept pretty hush hush. There's a Twitter handle called FIFA Corruption. Under the clouds of corruption that have been hovering over football and the World Cup football, there were rumors of the match having been fixed already. So what happened was that particular account posted 5 tweets about 24 hours before the match actually took place. We are sorry for that. Uh, Before the match actually took place, it told each and everything about the significant things that were gonna happen in the match that actually happened 24 hours later. It clearly said that Mario Götze is gonna score in the second half of the extra time.
Wow.
And that Germany is gonna win the World Cup by 1 goal only.
That's something new for me, huh?
Yeah.
Thanks for pointing that out.
So that's why we are here, right? Okay, so okay, so everybody would have known that by now. And what else can we talk about, Vaswani, from here?
Let them, for those of us who were living under a rock covered by a blanket, let us show them a little sneak into what the goal looked like. So take us across.
This was Super Mario finally scored the goal in the 114th minute. This was the third consecutive time the World Cup final went into extra time, and 3 minutes earlier to what happened in the last World Cup, as Andres Iniesta scored in the 117th minute, Mario Götze this time, and FIFA Corruption, the account was absolutely right that he's going to score in the second half of the.
Okay, tell me, Dham, why was this man so livid? ये uncle इतने enthu क्यों थे?
Because uncle की enthu की दाद देनी पड़ेगी, जैसा कि आपने लिखा ही है. This was the Argentine coach. He's infamously animated of what happens on the field in the Argentine side. As I told you,
how old is he? What, 89?
He must be 189 or something. He looks like the Bhishma Pitama of football.
Oh, quite rightly. And before we give it completely to you, let me just poke my two-bit and show off my last wine, where I captured the last few winning moments of Germany before I dozed off to sleep. Okay. So if this were to load, we would have spoken about it, but given our internet connectivity, we would restrain it to this much, and we would let's just give them a wrap through you.
Thank you for such kind mercies. Okay, so this is the account. As you can see on your screen right now, there will be a goal in the second half of extra time, and this is a tweet that this guy or whatever these guys are into tweeted on July the 13th. That means a day prior to when the match happened. Okay, finally, I shall wrap this up by saying that Germany deserved it. And as we told you on Thursday itself, that we, all of us at Deadlines Tonight had been rooting for Germany to win this World Cup, and I think they are the deserving winners of this cup. But I feel for Lionel Messi, if I tell you to be honest, because he has been the world's best footballer for quite some time, and it would have been great had he won a World Cup in his lifetime. But that seems really unlikely. Although he won the Golden Boot, but he'll still be ranked second to Diego Maradona in the country which he comes from. Any which way, I give you back to Swani. Whatever you wanna go, go ahead now. Tell the viewers what Deadlines Tonight is all about. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Dham, for those kind words. Before I tell you what deadlines tonight is, let me just mute that so that we can get an overload of it, if you may. We are expecting slight lagging. We are experiencing a slight lag because this laptop hasn't been snoozed for the last 48 hours. So please excuse us for that. We'll be back in just a bit. Hopefully now. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Pratik Dham, who was giving you a wrap on the sports update from FIFA. We did miss our in-house sports correspondent, our sports enthusiast, Shamil Rubin, who we fondly call Sham, and this would have been the second edition of the Dham and Sham show had he been here, but unfortunately for us, he was busy with an assignment. We are missing you, Sham, wherever you are, and we hope you can catch us next time and help us in this endeavor to bring cutting edge news to Indian audiences and others globally as well. So, on that note, ladies and gentlemen, without further delay and boring you, let me take you across to something that has been doing the rounds on Facebook, and as Priyanka Chopra would call it, it's trending on Facebook on number one. So let me just take you across to the Facebook page of Priyanka Chopra, which has been teeming with activity for quite some time now. Here is her Facebook page. So basically, what we are going to talk about is Priyanka Chopra in and as Mary Com. Now, the first promo or the first look for Mary Com, which is releasing, I think, in the first week of September, has been released digitally last evening. And ever since, all accounts related to Priyanka Chopra have been going berserk uh, in terms of sharing this piece of information. So let me just try and hook you up again because we couldn't manage it last time. So yeah, facebook.com/Priyanka Chopra. There she is, and it would help if I just turned off all these ad heavy pages from the Times group. Never mind, we are experiencing slight internet lags, and it's already 8:23 p.m. here in Pune, so I won't be able to wait for too long on this internet of ours. Let's wait for a few seconds more, and maybe we can call it quits. While we are at it, let me just tell you about this interesting story that we are going to cover in the last few minutes of our newscast. There we go. That is Priyanka Chopra for you, ladies and gentlemen, in and as a Mary Com. Quite a lot of hard work must have gone into photoshopping that image of hers, because I'm pretty sure she doesn't have the kind of muscle power that is being boasted of here. And Priyanka Chopra, my apologies to you if I have hurt your sentiments in any way, because I'm guessing if your PR team is watching this, then I'll be sued in the next few hours. But I apologize in advance, and I would like to solemnly swear that I am under the influence of certain intoxicating substances, which allows me to go on with my uninterrupted views, which Dham rightly calls love for Priyanka Chopra. You know what, Dham? I really loved Priyanka Chopra till she did Aetras. I loved her in Andaz. I loved her in movies before that. What the irony is, I only loved her in Aetras. I knew that, Dham. That is why. It's because of lovers like you that. So there she is, Priyanka Chopra's Facebook account, talking about how fans helped her and Mary Com's first look trend #1 on Facebook. Congratulations to you, Priyanka Chopra, and thank God for small mercies that we aren't in the business of generating likes. So, on that note, let me, without coming back to my face, take you across to our last news item. I know it's 8:26. I'll try and cover this up in the next 4 minutes. So, this is going to be a news piece that I saw early in the morning about the CEO of Levi's, who hasn't washed his jeans in the last 1 year and very proudly admitted this on stage. Yes, it's called the Dirty Jeans Manifesto. So the CEO was in the news recently, I think this week itself. Yeah, that's 14th of July, where he has. So this is a piece which you can read on LinkedIn Pulse actually. It's called the Dirty Jeans Manifesto, and without boring you, Levi's CEO has said that never wash your jeans, which was not exactly what he said, but it made for a good headline, so lots of newspapers carried it. And uh, what the CEO actually did was publicize in a very fancy way how it is cool to have unwashed jeans. And his challenge at the conference was only to reiterate that denim aficionados have been trying to tell the world that it's okay if you don't wash your jeans, or significantly reduce your frequency of washing, or what the CEO usually does is spot clean his jeans. So I would not take you through spot cleaning right now. You could do it if you wish to by clicking on the link available on LinkedIn Pulse's article of the Dirty Jeans Manifesto. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, cutting across to my dirty face again, which hasn't been washed in the last few hours. This is Ashish Vaswani signing off on behalf of everyone at Deadlines Tonight. We hope you liked watching this webcast, and we'd love it if you could provide your feedback and subscribe to us by hitting that red button down there. We'd really appreciate it. Very soon, we will be announcing a whole lot of new stuff that we've been working out on, whatever that meant. Uh, since it's 8:28 p.m., ladies and gentlemen, I won't want to push this any further and wish you a very good night. From everyone at Deadlines Tonight, this is Ashish Vaswani, also known as Gora Chhora on Twitter. That's GORACHHORA. Bye bye.